Hello, hello, hello to everyone out there. This is Tales in the Unknown. Disregard this. This was for a party for my niece. It was a lot of fun, but I'm not here to talk about that. Okay. Um, I'm here to talk about the trade that broke the hearts of Mavs fans everywhere, especially in this city of Dallas. Um, it's been the talk of the sports world. Still, 2 weeks later, Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs. It's still like so tough to wrap my head around, to wrap my mind around it. It's just, you know, I thought he'd be here forever, but hardly anything lasts forever, right? But this should have. But yeah. I guess start from the beginning. 2 weeks ago, I was watching a great Royal Rumble. For those of you that don't know, that's a PLE from WWE. Not gonna get too much into that, but it was fun. Anyways, I was uploading videos after that, YouTube, working, yada yada yada, and then all of a sudden I get notifications from Shams Charania talking about Luka to the Lakers. I'm thinking, no, 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 no. He had to have been hacked. So I go and I look, and I'm just searching there for the next, 10 minutes, hoping that he was hacked. And then all of a sudden, ESPN, all the big sports news outlets were breaking it. Luka to the Luka, Luka to the Lakers, AD to the Mavs, and I couldn't believe it. I was just watching ESPN, and I'm in shock of what was happening right here before me. It was just like it was tough. And then you heard, then I heard, all the stuff they were saying about Luka not being in shape, and they were worried about him not being totally committed to the team when his contract was about up, and about the Supermax deal and all that kinds of crap. Just that's all it's been filled with, was this maligning of his character, and it was just tough to hear. Um, and this was done, you know, this deal was a cloak and dagger deal. Nobody knew about it except for Nico, our GM, who's supposed to look out for the best interests of our franchise, and Rob Pelinka and the Laker execs. Scratch that. Let me go back. Patrick Dumont, the guy who's running the owner for the Mavericks, knew about it too, but that was more just I don't even know. It just was such a cloak and dagger deal. No one knew. The players didn't know. The coaches didn't know. Hell, the league didn't even know about it. Danny Ainge, who was part of this trade, didn't even know that it was didn't even know that that this was Luka and AD swap. If he had known, he would have stopped it. But by the time he did know and tried to stop it, it was too late. And so the deal was done, and it changes the lives of Mavs fans forever, especially for the city of Dallas. And I don't think anybody understands that. I don't think anybody really understands that unless you're here, unless you're truly here in the city of Dallas. We could say that the Dallas Cowboys is America's team and does represent Dallas, but that's not entirely true right now, and it hasn't been for a while, because Luka has been what we associate with Dallas. He's the face of Dallas. And now that he's gone, it's like we've lost our identity. We lost our guy. It's the toughest thing in the world. This franchise that was the whole thing was built off loyalty, and it all gets washed away on a Saturday at 11:30 p.m. because Luka didn't know about it. Nobody. The players being traded didn't know anything about it. Luka, who's your star player, should have had some kind of idea. He bought a house the week prior. $15 million. He bought that. And supposedly, if you listen to Chandler Parsons, Luka was crying. And I don't blame him. To have somebody do this to you, it's unfathomable. It's the worst thing anyone can do to somebody. To have a relationship, you have to have trust. Yeah, there's love, but you have to have trust. That's important. Trust and respect. Nico and Patrick Dumont did not have any of that for Luka Doncic. And did not have any of that for Mavs fans, and did not have that for the city of Dallas. People will be online, or people that are not here would tell Mavs fans to get over it, but they don't understand. Maybe a few other people would understand that's outside, and those are the small market teams. Their fans understand, because it's so hard to get a superstar to come to Dallas, to come to OKC. They have to be traded on draft night or be picked on draft night for something like that to happen, because they're not coming here. They're not coming to Dallas. They're not coming to OKC. That stuff's not happening. They're going to LA. They're going to New York. They're going to Miami. They're going to Boston. They're not coming here. And for us, when we get somebody of Luka's caliber, and the character of someone like Luka, we just latch on to it, because that's our guy. He rides and dies with us. That's what and who he was. This man was literally bleeding on both of his knees. This man was wrapped up almost like a dang mummy during the NBA Finals. This man was hurt, and throughout that whole playoff run that got us to the NBA Finals. And he gets traded because of conditioning? A 25-year-old gets traded for conditioning. I would get it if he was 30, 31, and he was getting injured a lot. No, 25, still in his prime. And you traded him. They traded him for a guy who does good. I'm not trying to discount Anthony Davis. He's a great player, but he gets hurt a lot. And he's 31, 32 years old. And so it's just, they keep saying it was for the best of our franchise, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. This was a whole thing to have let's win now narrative. Luka's not let's win now. Are you freaking kidding me? Why did Klay Thompson come to the Mavs? He had a choice between the Mavericks and the Lakers, and he chose the Mavericks because of Luka Doncic. Now, Kyrie did have a hand in bringing him in, but it was the fact that he gets to play with Kyrie and Luka. That's no longer the case. Yeah, you get AD, but that wasn't the selling point that was made to him when he made his choice. And so this was a blow, not only to his Mavs fans, but also to those Mavs players. That was a brotherhood. How, if you watched the games last year, how they clicked after the trade for PJ and Daniel Gafford, and Luka and Kyrie was just bonding already before that. But the team gelled after that trade was made for PJ and Daniel Gafford. It changed everything, and how quick it became a brotherhood. and you can see the love from Luka and Kyrie. You know, both of them being there for one another on and off the court, and to now have that gone, it's tough. And I know it's tough for Kyrie. You know, that he just lost a brother on the court, and so now it's something that we all he and we all have to deal with now. And why are people like me so passionate about what just happened? Well, it's something for me at least. Um, you know, when you're a kid, there's always like storybooks and stuff. Just like giving like I don't know what to say. I guess magic in a way, right? If you read the stories or it's read to you and you get the stories. For me, I don't really remember those stories. What I remember about magic, about hope, about the impossible can happen, I learned that from sports. I watched Emmitt Smith break through the line of Philadelphia Eagles and plow and just go off, and they're chasing him and they can't catch him. And I watched my whole house just like light up and cheer and go crazy, and it filled me up with so much energy. I remember God watching Michael Jordan taking his last shot as a Chicago Bull. I in the NBA Finals, giving them 6 for 6 in the NBA Finals. I remember staying up from it, watching a Stars game and the Stanley Cup Finals that started at 7 and ended at 1, and Brett Hall giving us the game-winning goal. Buffalo can say he kicked it, but come on, get over it. Yeah, I'm telling them to get over it, but it's just the impossible can happen. And then we had with the Mavs, after losing the NBA Finals of 2006 to finally, and it was such a heartbreaking thing because we were up 2-0, and to lose the next 4 games, that was heartbreaking for us and for our guy Dirk, who is the prime example of loyalty, and I will get to that in a minute. But then to have 5 years later to go up against that same team again, that guy who was there, their main guy that was there at that time, Dwayne Wade, to go up there and for Dirk to have his redemption. That's where we get all this from. And it's one of those things where, you know, not everyone has a great life. I have a pretty great life. But there's just times where you just kind of just sludging through, and you just want to turn on TV for about 2.5 hours, for 3 hours, and watch your favorite team play just to get out of your head and just have fun. And to watch them win, to watch them go into the playoffs and win in the first round, second round, third round, then get to the finals or get to the Super Bowl. That is just to get us out of our headspace, to make us feel something, to make us believe in something. And for this city, that was Luka. Luka was our guy. And it's crazy to even think it now. But if the front office currently that's in right now was in during around the time that Dirk was our guy, he would have been let go. He probably would be a Laker right now, actually. As much as Kobe was trying to get him, he would have been a Laker because of failing in the 2006 finals and then getting knocked out in the first round by the We Believe Warriors. Those were tough times, and guys like that are in the front office now wouldn't have hanged tough like Mark Cuban did. And it's just something when they traded Luka, and they still don't get this. The front office doesn't get it or doesn't care. Either way, when you took Luka away, it took away that belief. It took away that magic. It took away that hope that so many of us Mavs fans had for what was coming. So what if he wasn't conditioning right? So what? It was something that could be still worked out, and it wasn't like he wasn't against it. He was wanting to bring his own guys and use his own money to pay for that, but they were like, no, you got to do it our way. Which shows to me that this wasn't a trade that was made in the best interest of this franchise, or for the Mavs fans, or for the city of Dallas. This was a personal one by Nico Harrison, or maybe another strategical move for the Addisons to get their Vegas here in Dallas. Either way, it screwed all of us, and so it's tough. But for me personally, it's just one of those things that it just really makes me lose hope in that kind of stuff. We watching what's going on with the Cowboys, and that train wreck that's happening right now with Jerry Jones running the show. Hopefully they somehow correct it. I don't know. I don't think so, but I try to hold on to hope. But then when this stuff happens, we didn't think we had to worry about Nico Harrison. Before this, Nico Harrison was a freaking magician. He was a freaking wizard. He was getting us making the right move. So for this move to happen, just took us just completely blindsided us. And now we're just left with, where the hell do we go next? The Mavericks, no offense to the Stars, but the Mavericks were our team. Luka was our guy. He was the guy that represented us. We had a freaking day, Luka Doncic day for him. And so that is all gone now. It's all gone. And to be repeatedly told that Luka wasn't the guy for us, that he wasn't win now, to say that he wasn't the hardest worker. And for Patrick Dumont, you don't know basketball, buddy, because when he brought up all the hardest workers, he brought in Shaq. Shaq is an immense talent, but he will even tell you himself he didn't work that hard. We thought we didn't have to worry about the Mavericks. And it turns out that we had to. But even with that, right now, Kyrie now is the guy that everyone looks to. And despite what some fans may feel, Kyrie is our guy now. He's our guy. And in a way, God, I can't believe I'm saying this. It's like the Cody Rhodes situation. We want him to finish his story. This guy has been through so much in his life and has been maligned in the media, maligned by execs around the league, to now finally have that peace in Dallas with Luka, and to have that gone, have his, as he puts it, his hermano gone. Or it's hermano, but, hermano. the way he says it. To have that gone, and to slowly have that part of his piece, probably one of the biggest parts of his piece, is being chipped away. That's tough. But for us, it's what we are trying to we just gotta ride with this guy, man. That's what I gotta say as a Mavs fan. We gotta ride with this guy, and watching this team play with pretty much like all our guys hurt. We're playing with a lot of two-way contract players. We're playing with guys we normally wouldn't play with unless it was like I don't want to say garbage time, but around the time where you don't really put them in the important minutes of the game, they're playing now. Even Max Christie, who was part of the trade with AD to the Mavs, he's playing with all heart. And you watching it, that dude is gonna be really something special. But watching this team fight, you know, that's another great story. And to watch them fight through the adversity that this front office has put them through, and to hear the Mavs fans, cheering them on, that's something. That is something special. So for me, I'm behind those guys 100%, and I will be happy. And I didn't. And at first, I said I wouldn't be because Luka's gone. But 2 weeks later, I'm gonna be happy if my Mavs win the NBA championship this year. If we can get all our pieces together and nobody else gets injured after that, yeah, I'd be really happy because it's not just. It's not. It will always the pain of losing Luka will always be there, but those are our guys, man. Those are our guys. They're still fighting even when they shouldn't be. After all the things that happen, after all the energy uh, has been taken out of the city, after all the injuries, you would expect just to play deflating, just to play a deflating style of basketball. To God, it's so hard to put into words, but to just lay down and just say, all right, we'll just tank and get ready for the next season. To not do that, to keep on fighting. That's another part of the magic in sports is to never give up. Another John Cena reference. To never give up. And so for us, we may be still heartbroken. We may still be in shock, dismay, and we may be angry. But this Mavs team is still willing to fight, then, so are we. I don't want to speak, so am I. I don't want to try to speak for every Mavs fan out there, but for the way this crowd has been behind them, especially these past few games, yeah, we're behind them. We're behind those guys. But I know that we got a game against the Lakers when Luka's gonna be playing. That's gonna be tough, but it's nothing compared to what's gonna come in April and when Luka comes back to Dallas as a Laker, and I expect them to be cheering for him and whatnot. Probably have fans being kicked out because apparently you can't say anything bad about Nico Harrison or about the front office or whatever. Blah 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 blah. But I honestly feel like there may be some hate involved, maybe some chanting of Nico sucks or fire Nico, but this will mostly be uh, the Mavs' love letter to Luka, the one he gave to us in his statement to us Mavs fans and the Mavs coaches, especially just especially to Jason Kidd and his teammates. So Luka being here in April will probably be like our love letter to him. To watch them and the way they've acted, the way we've acted since Luka's been gone, going up there and showing our love and appreciation for him, just fighting so hard for him still. The magic of sports, the hope, the redemption, the fight of it all. It's, it's still there. It just may seem diminished right now, but it's still there for us Dallas fans, for us Mavs fans. But we're gonna keep soldiering on. Um, we'll just keep soldiering on. That's all we can do. That's all we've ever done as Mavs fans. No matter what kind of crap has come our way, we've always soldiered on. So let's just keep doing that. These are our guys. We stand behind our guys. We don't give a crap about the front office. To hell with the front office. This is a whole Jerry Krause situation in Chicago. And for those people that, wait, before I go, for those people that tell us to let it go, like freaking Udonis Haslam, that douchebag, tell the Chicago Bulls fans to let that go, to let their anger Jerry Krause go. Because from what I hear, they're still pissed off about Jerry Krause firing Phil Jackson and letting Michael Jordan walk. This this was our guy, and he will always be our guy, no matter what jersey he puts on, because he'll always be a part of Dallas, no matter where he goes. And we love that guy. We love Luka. That's something that the front office will never truly understand or just doesn't care. But he's our guy. Then, now, forever. All right. Those are my thoughts. I got it all out. And yeah, I will probably start doing some reactions on Laker games now because of Luka. I don't do reactions for Mavs games because I mostly do it to watch it live. I like to watch it live, so yeah. But anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Tevs of the Unknown signing off. Peace.